So we'll make a start. Still, hopefully the last few people will be joining shortly. Welcome everyone to Puzzle Rush number 20. Thanks so much for joining. Welcome to Amelia, who's joining me again for commentary chat and yeah, I think looking back at some of the recent competitions and yeah, thinking a bit about the summer and the off season. Great, thank you. I can see most people have logged into the timer website. If not, just yeah, if you click on the link that was in the email or in your profile, that you should be able to see the timer. I think I can see everyone's camera apart from Christina. I can't currently see your camera. Let me just switch over on YouTube. Welcome to everyone watching on YouTube. Shout out already for Kiara. Kiara joining us first time. Welcome. Yeah, we do have a few new people, a few new international people. Quite a big Finnish contingent tonight. So great to see. So yeah, for anyone new, we'll just go through the rules briefly. So in a few minutes, when we're ready to start, we'll all open the box together. And you'll get a minute or so to remove the plastic, check the lid comes off okay, and then put the pieces back in the box with the lid on before we do a countdown and start. Hopefully on your phone or computer you'll see the timer currently at 0. When we start the competition, the time will start, and then when you're complete, just click the done or clear button, and that will stop the timer. And you'll get your time recorded. If for any reason it doesn't work, if the time is not working, or don't worry, we'll keep an eye on you and record your time automatically. Last resort, just write done in the chat, and yeah, don't let it bother you. Yeah, but any questions, just drop them in the chat. Otherwise, we will start in a few minutes. Got the last couple of people joining. And oh, to mute. And before we start, we will do our traditional Wheel of Fortune. I think last time's winner, Marina. I did send you an email, but I don't think I've heard back from you. So do let me know if there's anything you would like, or of course you can always choose a mystery puzzle of my choosing. But tonight, let's see who the winner is. Right on the edge. Isa, congratulations. I think, yeah, your first time with us. So, yeah, I'll contact you about that tomorrow. Okay, fantastic. Let's have a quick look around. I think we have pretty much everyone we're expecting. Okay, we'll have 2 minutes to so we'll just wait one more minute for the last couple of people to join, and then we will make a start. Yeah, Amelia asking in the chat, any guesses on the puzzle or brand? I think, yeah, I'm not sure if Graham's around tonight. Graham's normally the top guesser of both brands and puzzles and times. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yours is much trickier because you actually have this kind of like a standard size box, other than that it would be wrapped in the original shape or size of the box. So
yeah,
bit trickier.
yeah, absolutely. There's quite an art to spotting those box sizes when they're wrapped up. But yeah, it's tricky when they're like this, and you can sometimes you can get a feel by shaking it and getting a
Yeah, I
feel
was
for it.
thinking
But
exactly.
yeah, but I
I
think
can
this
see people
is
doing that.
I think this year, I'm not sure. Not sure anyone's. Yeah, not sure there's any. There we go. Graham's guess is that it will be lovely. So that's yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'll take that as a guess.
Like our
Okay.
sign.
Right. Okay. It is 7 o'clock. So if you'd like to open your boxes and see what we have tonight.
Huh. Interesting.
And we will share it up on YouTube and View Media. I don't know how much you can see there, but yeah, go ahead and take the plastic off. Check that put your pieces back in the box and then the lid on. And we'll be ready to start very shortly. We have roughly 30, 32, 33 people in us tonight. Great to see the gang together, 4 people. I saw one slightly different puzzle in Jönköping, but yeah, 3 people competing together. Let's just check all the cameras. Oh, Sally, I don't know if your pitch. I still see your packing box. I don't know if your camera's frozen or if you haven't opened it yet.
Sorry, I think I missed what I'm supposed to do.
If you open, you can open your brown box now and take out the puzzle.
Okay, I've done that. Maybe then it's
Yeah, I think your camera's frozen.
oh. I've opened it, so I have the button. Whatever you.
Okay, yeah, now I see it.
Now we
That's
can
great. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So I'll get my timers ready. And we will make a start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Puzzle.
Go, 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 go. Okay, please tell me, what's the puzzle?
Okay, let me bring it up on the YouTube stream. So it is a bluebird puzzle and it is called Summer Porch. So there we go. Very summary. Quite busy, quite a lot going on. But a lot of things to work on. I thought it was really fun one. Lots of there's some kind of areas that kind of stick out to begin with. Some kind of clearer areas, and then yeah, it's fairly busy. Quite a lot of picking and placing, I think, will be going on with this one. Very summerish, yeah. So heading into summer, I thought it would be good to have a couple of puzzles to get people in the mood for summer. And yeah. Yes, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the kind of a conservatory area, so kind of windows and walls and lines between them. Yeah, and Graham saying in the chat, nice, looks quite fast. Yeah, it was for me, so I did this a little while ago, but 48:16, so anything under 50 for me is a pretty good time. Although my times always do seem to be slightly better when I'm not competing. So yeah, but I think we're definitely going to see some pretty good times. Yeah, Graham, let us know and anyone else in the chat, let us know your predicted times. It's always good to know what people think we will be seeing.
Yeah, somebody's wondering about whether there is difference between the weight of puzzle brands. There is, because back in the day when I used to do predictions for the EHHAs, I weighed all the puzzles that I had.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Is but like how much difference? There can't be a lot of difference. Just
There is a difference, but the thing is, it doesn't need to be even that much because if you have like your Google Sheets on point, like you have the dimensions of each brand, you have the approximately the weight. Yeah, there is a weight difference for sure. So it's
yeah, certainly the dimensions. The Bluebirds are quite interesting because even if they're wrapped, there's a number of brands. So Bluebird, Hachette, Pieces and Piece, Alipson are all made by the same company, and they've now got the same box size for all of them. Yeah, so not always easy to tell them apart.
Yeah, definitely. Um, I am very interested in this. I feel like there might be a lot of like white puzzle pieces in the end, like not obviously solid white since there is no solid white color area, but I think there is like a lot of like these white lines going on like everywhere and items that has white in them. So I would assume those are maybe where people finish.
I think so. Yeah, I think there's certain areas that are kind of easy to pick out. Like you said, the yellow towel. I think those pieces stand out really nicely. The kind of blue roof. And then yeah, there's lots of smaller sections and yeah, a fair bit of pick and place. So you've got the dogs and the cats and the various flowers all over the place. So I think it's a nice combination of slightly bigger areas and pick and place. We've got no Tobias this evening, so I think it's one that he might well have enjoyed. No Amelia, I'm sure she'll be disappointed to miss the first landscape one for a while. But yeah, we've got a lot more strong contenders, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm also looking at those chairs, those like a brown wooden chairs that there is. I think I just talked with somebody about this, but sometimes, we have pieces that are easy to pick out, but they're not easy to assemble.
Yeah, no, I think
Yes,
that's fair.
yeah, those are two different things, but we usually just think like, okay, what is easy? So we very easily mix kind of like those two factors, but they're completely separate. And sometimes something is very easy to put together, but you just can't find the pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think would be your strategy here? Where do you think you'd be starting?
Um, I got a feeling, I do like a lot of the flowers that are connected to the edges, the bright red ones. There's a little bit those like a blue, almost a little bit purple. Also, actually, the green corner is actually it's very small. It's probably literally just a few pieces, if even that. I think I may go for the yellow just because it has so much like a salience in it. And then in this case, the yellow is not trap because it's not all over the puzzle. And I think you can work out maybe those lines of the white, so there's like a little bit different angle. Plus, it starts also from the edges. Um, what I think I would probably pay attention to quite a lot is the sky and the blue water there as well. But because it's like split into sections between those white lines in between, or pillars or whatever you call them, I think it might be a bit trickier than expected. But probably with this one, I think there would be just one point where I'm not thinking of any section. I'm literally just looking at the pieces and picking up everything I think I can place.
Mhm.
So it would be kind of like random picking. This is actually a very interesting strategy. I don't think I even ever told this in my coaching, but it's definitely a strategy where you just pick up random pieces you think you can place. So you don't end up in the situation where you pick up just one piece, like one by one, but you just pick up multiple that you think, and then you just put them in their places.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I've noticed myself doing that a few times where there's a yeah. Maybe when you're sorting out something else and you just notice a few pieces along the way that you feel yeah that's something I can work with. Few facts from Graham. So Graham saying that Ida who's with us tonight actually did this a year ago in 5046.
Ooh.
So always an advantage to have done it before. That's yeah, quite a long time ago. But a guess of 40-46 for the win tonight. Yep, first three people on screen. We've got Aina. Yeah, working on the edge. Got a fair bit of the edge done, as has Alma. Also, yeah, with some good sections of the edge done. And Angelica also, yeah, with the edge sorted out. We can see that green corner you talked about, that kind of yellow towel section. Yeah, but people there seeming to start with the edge. I think it's quite a nice edge to do. There's not much that's repeated, or there's not many edge pieces that it's not clear where they go. So I think it's quite a nice edge to start with.
Yeah, a lot of like kind of like just like two pieces going together or having the same color. Almost like you don't even need to, okay, you do need to watch the image to put them in like order, but I would assume a lot of the edges you can just look at them and be like, oh, two cream pieces. Done.
Yeah, and I seem to remember you also have the kind of perspective on the kind of on the ceiling that you can use quite a lot to get those pieces in place as well. So I think that, yeah, and that really comes in handy when you get to those. I think those smaller windows on the right hand side were maybe one of the trickier bits. But yeah, that perspective and those yeah, the directions of those lines really helps.
Yeah, and I feel like I haven't seen, I think you choose quite often actually vertical puzzles, or am I just imagining this?
It is, yeah, I do. I was having this conversation with someone else recently, and a lot of that is purely because many of the smaller brands, when it comes to 500 pieces, they just don't have many. They don't have many horizontal landscape puzzles. They tend to be very
Interesting.
so Ravensburger do, and Schmidt and the bigger brands, but the smaller brands who are kind of we tend to use have far fewer landscape puzzles than portrait. So yeah, there's it's a rare landscape treat that unfortunately Amelia's missing tonight.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see Anime over there working on that yellow department that I mentioned.
And it reminds me a little bit of we can maybe talk more about the Dutch Championships from the weekend. I was in the second individual round. And it reminds me a bit of that where you've got some sections of some larger areas, but a lot of kind of smaller sections of just a few pieces that you can kind of put together and then place.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to do that puzzle because I was on the round one and I got it swapped, so I actually have that puzzle and I'm going to do it tomorrow. So,
Oh, cool! Yeah, I did enjoy. I enjoyed that one.
what was your time on that? So I just make sure I'm not slower.
It was 44 something. So
Ooh,
I was yeah, really happy with that, and
that's a
I
tough
think
one.
and it was 10 minutes quicker than my speed puzzling predicted time. So I've come to conclusion that old ladies and knitting shops are clearly my strength when it comes to puzzle designs.
I mean, it is from the UK catalog.
Hmm.
Maybe some familiarity there as well.
Yeah, maybe. Did you enjoy? So the round one that you had was the kind of train. I think it's called the request stop.
Yeah, I did. Apparently me and the person who I was sharing a table with were the kind of like almost the only ones who didn't finish with the sky. They
Oh,
finished with
you
the
didn't.
rail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you start with the sky, or was it somewhere in the middle?
No, no. Let's not go overboard with this. No, absolutely not. I did it right before I did the train rails in the end.
Right. Okay. Yeah, anime going really well there. You can see that whole bottom right hand corner pretty much done. The towel and the kind of chair and those flowers.
Yeah, Cameron also working out some like a smaller details. You can see just like those small islands of Actually, I have to check what is that.
That's I think
It's
it's
like a
a
surfing board or
surfboard,
something.
yeah, I think. And in fact, doing very much what you said. So you've got those kind of the the pink flowers on the left, and the kind of purple flowers. So building out those sections that you kind of you spotted right at the start.
Yeah.
And then we have Camilla working on most of the edge done, working on I think the top edge at the moment. But yeah, looking really good. Just we come up to 13 minutes.
People need to remember that even though somebody just finished edges, it looks like you haven't really done the puzzle at all. But edges is almost like 20% of the puzzle. Not, I said almost. It's like 86 pieces. So I don't know what's the percentage exactly there, but it's much more a lot than what it actually sees to our brain just sees it as it's not going too far yet.
Yeah, it's a lot more pieces than it feels like and than it looks like. And that's important thing to realise just how much you've done when you've completed the edge. Oh, interesting. So yeah, Freya we can see with a real mix of pieces. We see that surfboard done, and some of the water, some of the ceiling. So a few
Yeah.
kind of connected islands there.
Yeah, that's actually interesting now. I know that I can see almost also a lot of people have done that surfing board. Like
Mm.
I have seen that island now on very many tables that we've seen so far, and it's interesting because I didn't even knew that it was there. I had to actually go back to look at the image and see what is that and where is it. But apparently, when it's in pieces, people seem to pick it up quite quickly.
Yeah, I think with there's not a lot of red in the puzzle, and with that kind of white line down the middle, I think those pieces
Yeah.
really do stand out.
Yeah, it just doesn't stand out necessarily from the picture itself because even though it is red, it doesn't have that much salience because it's in the back
Mm.
and it's much smaller. And it's not like something that stands out as being something special. It's kind of like blurs almost to the background of just a lot of details.
Yeah, and I think we are seeing a lot of different ways to start. It's going to be interesting to see if the finish is more similar, if people end up with the same sections to finish. But yeah, lots of different starting points.
Yeah, this accent, to be honest, obviously I didn't do in the Dutch, I didn't do the second round puzzle yet, but this actually reminds me a lot of also of the final puzzle.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of details, but also kind of like it had also those like a blue background areas, which here would be like what we can see behind the sky and the water area in the
Mm.
back. So yeah, it feels like it has a little bit of a similarity to that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, we can also see Camilla with that a lot of that towel done. Kiara joining us first time. Welcome, Kiara, with most of the frame done. Surfboard again, and I think maybe looking at some of those kind of water pieces.
Yeah, and I can see. I'm thinking Camilla has done a lot of like sorting there as well. So there's definitely a lot of different ways that we're seeing today.
Yeah,
This
it's a good
was
point.
being
Yeah,
done.
see those nice two piles at the side. I think maybe for the the kind of roof, that blue roof, sorted out.
I would say this kind of images are probably what I enjoy the most. A lot of colors, kind of like cute things, nice to look at. And seems like there's like surprises where you can start with and some like I don't even know, like some as you work on the those figure sections like the yellow one, it just feels more calming in a way.
Hmm.
That it's almost like that it's not completely like super busy everywhere, but it has like a different type of areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely feel the same. And there's always something to move on to. None of the areas are that big. Nothing you have to kind of work on for too long before you move on to something else. You know, the towel, the roof. You got that. We haven't really talked about that rug in the kind of centre with the star on. I remember that was that was a good kind of section to work on as well, and that kind of brings everything to. There's lots that kind of connects into that, So once you've got that in place, you can kind of build a lot out from that as well.
Yeah, there is just a lot of like details that I would assume almost only notice like after you finish the puzzle. Like now that I'm looking this more closely, I can see like there's a lot of butterflies, and actually there's also a cat in this picture.
Yeah, you've
that I
got a cat, a couple of
yeah.
dogs, butterflies all over the place, and yeah, I think that yeah, the red ring as well. Yeah, lots of things that maybe you put together and then at some point manage to kind of connect together. So yeah, in fact, yeah, Hannah and Hrevna looking first two we've seen really starting with that top left-hand corner. So very similar strategy. So the roof, that some of those flowers to the side, the water. So yeah, looking in a very similar position at this point. And then Freya with the edge and like we've seen before that the yellow and white striped towel pretty much complete.
Yeah, and I think one of the beauties of this puzzle is also like if we think about the order, I think with this one you're not like, oh no, I don't know like what to do next. It's more like you have too many options
Yeah, yeah.
rather than too little.
And it's one of those things where yeah, certainly myself, I'm never quite sure, and then I'll look at the pile, and something will stand out, and something will yeah catch my eye, and that'll be the next thing I'll work on.
And also making a lot of sense here that the edges are done quite early on, because I would say majority of the things connect to the edges.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes sense. And as we mentioned earlier, kind of like that tactic where you're just randomly picking. I think there was a really good term in the chat, pieces of interest. So it does really work that you have the edges then on, because then you can actually collect those pieces of interest, and you don't need to worry about like, okay, now I have to work on also finding the two edge pieces that connect to it. But if you have them early on, so you can just attach.
Yeah, no, definitely, and yeah, again, reminds me so much of that Heats puzzle where I kept finding those links between various sections that I had in place. Okay. So we have Ida, who as Graham pointed out, has done this before. Again, a slightly different approach. We've got the kind of bottom section and the top section, and a few kind of islands in the middle, which I'm sure will she'll start to come together. I've got Ida Villain with that bottom right hand corner, which we've seen from quite a few people, and then Yuli with the frame pretty much complete.
Yeah, I think I would personally, like, if I would be doing this, I would be extra careful not to put, like, how I would like to do is almost I could place like one individual piece directly where it goes without it actually connecting to anything yet. Just put it to the middle if you know where it goes. Because also with this puzzle, like, it's not like you have very concentrated areas and not very many repetitive things. So you could actually do that. If you just find the face of the cat, it's like, okay, it will go there, like, and I will find the rest of the cat later.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's not the kind of one where I don't think you make the mistake of collecting a big pile of pieces in the middle somewhere to do later, because it doesn't have those larger sections. But yeah, definitely you can get some of those a lot of those pieces in the rough position, and yeah, they start to connect up later on.
Yeah, and then just make sure that you connect your islands. Not my strongest suit for sure.
Oh, is it not? Okay.
It's funny because I can always see them afterwards if I have a video of myself. I'm just looking like, yeah, they're kind of obvious that they go together, but they were for a good 15 minutes.
It's all so much easier with hindsight and being able to watch it like that.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me, kind of like the knowledge and the insights alone don't really do any change. You actually have to really force yourself to change your habits and pay attention differently than you're used to if you want to kind of like fix those kind of like things that I'm pretty sure we all have something like these things that we always keep repeating and we know it's not good.
And is that something you kind of do yourself and encourage people to do, to actually kind of watch videos? And do you ever spot things when you're watching something back that you're not aware that you're doing, just kind of while you're actually puzzling?
Mm, I think I'm pretty much aware of a lot of things that I do. And the problem with that kind of like awareness is also that when we're aware already what we do good and what we do bad, we also tend to pay attention to those existing things already. So one thing I can tell you that I have never paid attention to until somebody asked me during a coaching session was that apparently when I flip the pieces, I only collect the edge pieces on my right hand. And I've never really paid attention to it until I saw somebody else, because obviously I got also the privilege as a coach that I see other people doing puzzles a lot of times. So sometimes I see something I have not seen before. And I saw somebody collecting on their both hands. And I was like, wait a second, why I have never seen that? Like that like totally makes sense that you should be doing it. But I have just honestly never thought about it. So that's why I never also paid attention to it.
No, yeah, completely understand. It's I think that was good when you took a look at my video. There were certain things that I know this is going to be picked up. I know this is kind of what I do, and I know it's something to work on. And then yeah, there are other things that I just hadn't thought about. They're just habit, and so used to doing it that you don't notice it and you don't think about it.
Yeah, I love the puzzle party we're having here with so many people in one place. It's amazing.
Yeah, fantastic. Always great to see. And yeah, quite often a different puzzle getting done. So we can see the Paris postcard there in the corner. I think Marlin there looking interesting. So we've got the kind of yeah, not much of the frame, but lots of that top right section done. So probably yeah, the first person we've seen who hasn't kind of started with that frame, but she's got a lot together there in that top right section. And then Carolina, Christina looking pretty similar. So most of the frame done. Christina with that kind of water section and some of that kind of grass and those flowers and the fence underneath. I remember the fence being quite useful to get some of that kind of centre section joined together.
Yeah, if you look at Carolina's screen, it really looks like those pieces that are there, they look like they're very well placed. I can see also there's a few floating pieces, but other than that, they're very kind of like structured correctly.
Yeah,
Uh, it looks actually pretty cool. It's almost like somebody would be doing a pick and place practice and literally
yeah,
like lining
absolutely.
up pieces.
Yeah, they all look very well spaced, very well orientated, and yeah, like they're going to join up well once those gaps get filled in.
Yeah, and Christina, on the other hand, will have like a very nice line structure there,
Mm.
which is very, very interesting that it's literally almost one line, although it connects to the larger section. So then it's actually quite easy to add pieces around it, but it's a very nice line
Yeah,
because
and again,
it's not the traditional line work where you could have like, it's not like a shelf or anything. It actually have very different kind of pieces. So it's just very interesting to see that one line over there.
yeah, and some nice piles there. So we can see we've got a yellow pile, a red pile, and yeah, some pieces sorted out for later too. Okay, we'll keep going around. Just over 25 minutes. We'll make sure we get through everyone.
Yeah, because the time is ticking.
It is.
The pressure is on for us. And I don't think this is one of those puzzles. I don't think this is kind of like slowing down. This is just gonna flow away.
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't have that Yeah, like the sky you were talking about earlier, it doesn't have that point where you really slow down. Oh, that's a look at that from Lynn. That's looking great. Just like a maze of sections, but all connected together.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true that they all connect at least on one corner to another. And there we have another kind of like a line work, very well like placed pieces and islands inside. It's interesting how some people seems very intentionally leave that blue part on the middle top, and some people have very specifically done that very early on. That feels like that's something kind of like, like an avocado, you either hate it or you love it kind of thing that splits people, that I like to work on this kind of area, or kind of like I prefer to leave it for later.
Yeah, and again, maybe one of those sections you sort out where the colour's quite distinctive, and you sort it out, but maybe don't tackle it straight away. But yeah,
Yeah.
Maria, I can see Maria Baker. It's got that whole section kind of done. And then Maria TB, yeah, that familiar surfboard and blue line, and yellow stripy corner.
But so far, I'm happy with my, so to say, prediction. I haven't seen really anyone doing that kind of like right top corner, whereas most of those like white pieces that I was mentioning in the beginning.
Yeah, no, it looks like you're right that we're going to see a lot of people finishing in those areas with that section. It's definitely the pieces that have least probably hardest to sort and least least going on in them. Oh, rows are looking really good there. So lots of that kind of top section done from down from the ceiling all the way through the sky to the water.
I have to say, I also like her decoration there. The color of the wall and the little painting, I guess it's there, and a plant and a shelf with little things. Feels almost like a puzzle itself.
It does, yeah. It matches really well, doesn't it? The colours and
I could
the brick.
imagine taking a picture of that, and then it would be one of those like where's a puzzler in a puzzle picture.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It would be great, with the stripy shirt and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna sell this idea to her.
Okay. Yeah, Marina. Yeah, with a lot of that same section done. So the roof, the sky, and the water, and lots of that yellow section. Yeah, and I think now a bit further down the line we're seeing people when we get to this section kind of come up to the halfway point with the same sections done, and now it's going to be the filling in those gaps. So the tricky bits, that right hand section, the chairs on the left, the bits that are not as easy to put together, that people start moving on to.
What I like on what Marina has probably done there, you can see that the yellow corner is started and almost ready, but there is some pieces that she didn't put there. So she probably started off with it, but was smart enough to ditch it as it felt like it's not going fast enough. And also placed those puzzle pieces she probably worked on the other side, so they don't get back to the mix with everything else. And sometimes that is like really important, that we just, if it doesn't go, it doesn't go, and that's like completely fine, and then just move on and go there later with the different perspective, I guess.
Absolutely, and that you can see Marina's had some training at some point, so you've got all of those pieces on the left, and you've got space for that pile to come back to later on the right. And I know, if we look at Miriam, for example, I remember being like that, and I'd have those piles, and then they would get lost in the lost it with the other pieces. So being able to really easily separate those pieces you want to come back to is really handy.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you already kind of like touch them and you already have them in your hand, there's no point to return them back to the mix. And this is kind of like a separate thing from sorting, because personally I wouldn't also over sort, but if you actually had the intention to work on it and just didn't work out for some reason, then that's, I would say, the right way to do it.
Okay, we have
of the puzzle party.
Yeah, another view from the other side. So there we see Linda and Kotta from the other side from the Sakna Airtour team. Going well. We've got Sarah with us for the first time. Fantastic to see. Looking really good. Yeah, lots of big sections done. A bit more on that kind of left-hand side with the chairs done, and yeah, starting to look yeah, see those kind of holes that are going to need filling in. But again, yeah, that top right hand corner is going to be I think the last thing that lots of people tackle. Sally, a bit tricky to tell at the moment. A few camera issues, but no worries at all.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see. I just started to pay attention how people put their puzzle box because some people have like a stand, so it's a little bit like angled, not 45, but like a little bit. Some people keep it completely like straight. And now I'm interested to see because I did and there we have,
There we
and then
go. Yeah.
somebody who has it like almost laid down on the table.
And that's something. If I have space, I'll always do that. I find it it's so much more of a natural angle to look at it like that than when it's kind of almost vertical, like some of those stands have.
I so disagree from a personal perspective with that because I just cannot. So I was in the Belgium Championship, and they gave us the Ravensburger stands, and I thought like I'm gonna try it out, and it literally broke. So I was forced to have the image laid down on the table, and it was the most horrendous experience because somehow I guess it's like so kind of like the natural eye movement that becomes a habit. So I somehow like it almost feels like I can't find even where the image is now on my table. It's an interesting thing, but I would be actually very interested to talk with some people who have actually do it in multiple different ways. Because obviously, if you ask a person who does it always the same way, they will say that every other way is like complete bull.
I think it's even more noticeable if I'm standing up. So during live competitions, I tend to stand up a lot, and then to kind of get the right angle. If it's on the kind of traditional stands, I have to get kind of really quite. I have to bend down a lot.
Yeah.
And it's much more comfortable if it's flatter.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, so last few people to look at, and then we'll jump back to some of our front runners. So we've got Sixten looking really good. So just finishing off that bottom right section. Lots of those sections done. I think the most complete of those got that kind of rug or towel on the left-hand side, all pretty much done. Tipart also with lots of good islands. Civ as well. Yeah, all looking really good. What are we, 35 minutes? So yeah, 5 minutes to go before Graham's prediction. So let's bring up some of the people we might see on the podium tonight.
Okay, anime is going strong, and it is those white pieces that we are working on. Yeah, and I can obviously there is the chair next to the yellow towel, or well, the yellow towel is on the white chair that has a very nice different texture. And I can see anime is gonna probably fill that whole hole of that chair first, maybe. I think so. We'll see.
So, yeah, I think so. So yeah, we're getting to the point where it's those subtle differences between the colours that you can see. We've got a few pieces left on the left, and the sky, and that kind of cushion. And the differences, the difference between those colours are not that great.
But it's interesting now we have like yeah, and Rosa still have also the other corner there, kind of like diagonal corners over there to work on. They're obviously different colors.
Yeah, there we can see Hrevna looking really good as well.
And then we
Okay.
have some people, yeah, there we're actually gonna also finish the yellow part that some people literally started with.
Oh wow, yeah, okay, that's interesting. And yeah, she's got Revenant with just a few pieces at the top,
Yeah, but
and
Freya
then
actually
just
has
that.
the same situation, so it's not like it seems to be kind of like one of those areas I mentioned earlier that it's either a kind of like you start with or you leave it there for later. But it's interesting because now we have people who are gonna finish in a different section. So what section is actually the fastest to finish with? Now I think it's more about that rather than actually how many pieces you have left at this
I
point.
think it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be tight. So yeah, we've got Anime, Rosa, Freya, Revna, all looking really good with not that much to finish off. So yeah, a couple of minutes. So yeah, Graham's time prediction. What was it? 40, 46. So we maybe on something very close to that.
And very nice to think that her pieces are actually closest to the area that she's working on. Now we can see Anime moving also the
Hmm.
pieces closer there because obviously now it's much less distance, so it should go faster just purely if we're talking about like the physical movements of moving the pieces. And Rosa is actually seems like she's also doing the same thing, so she's slightly moving the pieces towards where they're going in the end. I'm gonna be interested to see if she will actually slide all of them. Sometimes it also depends on what kind of surface you obviously have. Not every surface you can actually slide the pieces. Um,
No, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And yeah, it's looking really close now between Anime and Revna for first place, I think, with a similar number of pieces, kind of both grouped together, but in very different areas now.
And such a different like logic here as well, because now this enemy's cheese puzzle over there, you can look at the shape if there is different shapes, whereas Fresno's we can see like a one big hole where you actually can still utilize the shape, but not in the same way as enemy can right now. So
Yeah, Anime's piece is going in really, like you say, because there's yeah, each one's pretty much on its
one
own.
more,
One more.
run, run!
Amazing. Congratulations. Well done, Anime. 40 minutes exactly. Fantastic work. Congratulations. Amazing time.
Oh, that's a great time to have. Yay! Yeah. And now we're fighting for. Oof.
So yeah, three people really fighting for I think for the podium. So we've got Revan and Rosa really close. Freya as well, close. Freya. So yeah, Freya again finishing with that with the yellow seat.
And you can see everybody's hands are just still moving with the last pieces. Kind of like even if you don't know exactly right away where it goes, you just keep moving it, and you know. So then at least you're closer to the place where you figure it out.
It's gonna be
And
Revan.
it's always the last piece. Yay!
Fantastic work. Well
Nice.
done. Congratulations. 40-54. Brilliant.
And
Rosa just with the
so
last
close,
few
so close. Oh,
pieces.
that's
Looks like
the
Rosa's
last.
going to take
Is that the last
third.
one? Is that the last one, or is there still one? I'm like, it's hard to see exactly where's the last one's going. Yes, yes, that's ready as
Fantastic.
well. Amazing.
Congratulations, Rosa. Well done. Brilliant work. Third place. 41-19.
Yeah, such a close times today. We're almost like within 1 minute, three people or something like that. At least within 2 minutes.
Anime saying she had false fits but managed to pick them up nice and early. Oh, Hrevna, Anime and Hrevna were table mates in Zurich. Oh, fantastic.
And
And
another
Freya
finisher.
as well. Well done, Freya. Fantastic.
Oh,
41-52. That's yeah,
oh,
still an
that's a
amazing time.
nice stand for the phone.
Oh
I
yes,
need
yeah,
one of
yeah.
those. I need one of those. Yeah, that was a very nice looking accessory there.
Right, let me just have a look around and see who else might be coming
Yeah.
up soon.
What are
So
coming?
yeah, that's our top four. So Anime, Hrevna, Rosa, and Freya, all with times within a couple of minutes of each other. So tight finish.
And I think we're gonna have like I think that was kind of like the podium wave, and now we're gonna have a couple minutes, and then I think we're gonna start having a lot of finishes again.
Yeah, looking around, there's lots of people. Gonna have to try and get the find the right people here, but lots of people with roughly the same number of pieces left. Can see Sixten doing really well, Lynn as well with a similar position.
Yeah, this is definitely a fast and fun puzzle.
Yeah, so we're only in 43 minutes, so I think I can see a lot of sub 50 times today.
I'm always I'm still trying to learn how to estimate the amount of pieces without having to actually count them in my screen.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen there's a Instagram account called Knights of the Round Puzzle, and
Mm-hmm.
he's developed a camera system that can basically count the number of pieces as you do your puzzle. It will count how many pieces you've completed, what your kind of current speed is, and the speed over the entire puzzle. It's looking very impressive.
Okay, I have to ask about that because I still manually actually count the puzzles. So like even when I'm doing a video analysis and I want to see, for example, how many pieces they had in the like half of their time, I do it like literally by just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would be actually a great help to be a bit more efficient.
Yes, yeah.
Because I think it's more beneficial, like if you want to analyze your own puzzle doing, we often look at like, okay, I did this was my total time, so I was this fast, but it's very interesting to look at like different sections and, did you slow down at one certain point, and more like actual details of what was going on over there.
Absolutely. Just looking at our podium, I know Anime had to job, and I think Hrevna has as well. Rosa, I don't know if you're still there and would be interested in having a little chat.
High hopes. Toodum, toodum.
I'm here. I was just about to write that I need to leave soon, so
Oh no, oh
perfect
no,
timing.
no
I was
worries.
writing thank yous and yeah.
No worries at all. So, yeah, I understand if you need to. So, congratulations, fantastic time.
Thank you.
How did you find it? Is it your kind of puzzle? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it a lot. I think it was fun. It was surprisingly a lot of pick and placing, kind of like there were more details than I thought in the beginning. But I was surprised because I was looking at the image a lot and I understood what was happening. So maybe my training has finally is starting to work. So yeah.
And did you have much of a plan, or was it one of those ones where you kind of improvise as you go along, and there's or something that catches your eye when once you finished with one section?
Well, this was a total chaos for me. So no plan, no nothing. I did like 10 different things at once and had pieces inside the frame and all over the place, and not the most organized or strategically planned attempt, but it went okay with this puzzle. So
Yeah, it was interesting to see today that some people started off with the yellow towel and some people literally only finished with it. Why do you think that I think you did it early on? Why do you think that is?
because I usually don't like busy puzzles. So that was a bigger area, like a bigger area of something, like I think the most obvious. So, and also I could build some lines, which I like to do. So that was a great place to start. But of course, then if you're more detailed oriented, there is not much happening there. So then most likely you will leave it till the end.
Yeah, definitely. We were also talking about how nice your background was, like with the wall color, and then there was the painting and the shelf and plants. So we were thinking like this would make a perfect puzzle if we take a picture of you, especially with the stripy shirt and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could. We could see the nice sections that we'd be sorting out to work on.
Thanks.
And yeah, just say amazing, some amazing performances in the recent Nordic Championships. Congratulations on those. Yeah, with both in pairs and teams. Yeah, and yeah, individuals of course as well. But yeah, congratulations on those.
Thank you.
And what's next? Do you have a bit of a break now as we go into the summer, or is there other things in the pipeline?
Well, this was my last competition now. I don't know when the next will be, so at least for the summer I will take a holiday. But then in the autumn I will go to Swiss Nationals and compete there, and then let's see what else I will. I'm hoping that there is something else that I can do also and get back to the normal rhythm in a way.
Sounds like a good plan. Do you have any plans of like now? Are you gonna have a break from puzzles completely, or are you gonna do like different type of puzzles, bigger puzzles, or something like that?
I'm gonna do all the nice ones that I haven't been doing because I didn't want to speed puzzle them. So some large piece count, like a 3,000 pieces or so, and then some really nice smaller ones that I've been saving. So I've been really looking forward to having this break and being able to focus on something else for a while, because the spring was quite intense with so many competitions. So I kind of felt like I needed to prioritize speed puzzling in order to keep up the skills.
Yeah, definitely. But that sounds super nice. Robert, do you have anything else you wanted to ask?
No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, we had a couple more finishes. Yeah, I think something we'll move on to. The question I had for you this morning, Amelia, is as we go into the summer and the off season, and making a bit more time for casual puzzling and less focus on that, on the kind of speed training. Whether there's certain things that you do when you're, I don't know, Rosa, if there's certain things you look at when you're casual puzzling, just to, to keep a mind to speed puzzling as well. Certain things that you think about when you're casual puzzling that you kind of keep going to kind of help you when you get back into the kind of the full training for speed puzzling.
Well, I think I try not to think anything, but then I tend to start speeding up. It's difficult to do slow puzzling. So I kind of actually try to get rid of all the speedy habits and just take a total break. And but it's not easy. So most likely, I think I will try to do a bunch of different type of puzzles in order to. I believe everything that you do is beneficial. So just different type of images and piece cuts and whatever. So, but maybe like with more variety than normally during the competition season. So maybe like that, but mostly I just try to forget everything and yeah, take a break.
Yeah, I think the best thing if you feel like you tend to have like that you start speeding even when you're trying to slow puzzle is just puzzle while you're doing something else, like watching a TV or something that splits your concentration in a way that you literally cannot speed up because you couldn't like keep up so many things in your mind at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I actually do quite often. And then also I think like bigger piece counts, like 2,000 pieces or more, I cannot speed through them. I need to do some sorting and approach the puzzle completely different way. So I think that's also helpful, at least for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but thanks for organizing. This was super fun, and congrats everyone. I think the times were really fast today,
Yes,
and
and
for the
th-
people who are still puzzling, keep on going. You can do it.
Exactly. Thank you so much, and
yeah,
good
thank you.
time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, so just to keep updated, so we've had, yeah, quite a few finishes. Sarah, Hannah, Lynn, Ida. So we had, yeah, seven finishes under 50 and a couple more just over. A few more people coming up to the close. So Cameron, Marina, Freya, all looking really good. Yeah, very interesting what Rose was saying. So I find the same thing where I don't want to do the speed, but once you start, it's actually quite hard to not to push yourself a little bit. And yeah, the one I did recently where I was able to do that was I picked a kind of 2000 where I effectively just did the whole thing pretty much pick and place out of the box. And it's yeah, it's a way it was nice because it's a way that there's no possible way that you're going to do that for speed. So yeah, it was a very enjoyable way to do something yeah, quite different.
Yeah, absolutely. I almost want to get rid of like the word speed puzzling and casual puzzling because I kind of just feel like I think for the reason because like as Rosa said that everything is beneficial and I can like sign that, and I feel like also people should do this like whatever you want to define as casual puzzling also as a practice for speed puzzling, because speed puzzling, even though it's called speed, but a lot of practices that are most beneficial for it has nothing to do with speed. Um, so from that sense, I feel like when we have certain words to label something, then we also our how we think about it gets a little bit stuck in a way.
So is there anything in particular you kind of you would point people to do when they're doing yeah, not puzzles that aren't training for for speed puzzling, things to keep in mind, or things that could be kind of useful for when it gets back to kind of full training.
I mean, I think you can look at this from different angles, but even if we have like speed puzzling practices, most of them are not about speed. If you do pick and place, surely it can be about speed, but not in the sense that we usually say when we mean speed puzzling. Or when we do, I don't know. Well, left hand practice sure can be about speed, but usually it's a bit slower automatically. Or kind of like if you do a puzzle upside down, you do harder puzzles. I think in general it's just good. Like why the off season is so good that you have actually time to have more variation, and the variation is actually already very good for speed busing. It's like a hockey players when they have off season, they go for a lot of like walks and like low paced jogs just to kind of like have their higher baseline.
Hmm.
So maybe like from the same perspective
And I
to
guess
kind of,
that can be variation in terms of yeah, brand and cut and number of pieces, and yeah, there's so many ways you can add that
yeah,
variation.
beneficial for your like baseline skill level. And people who have the most variation are usually the ones who are also fastest speed buzzers. We have, for example, Christian from Poland, who we know does those major big puzzles. He doesn't
Yeah.
really do those smaller puzzles except like a little bit more closer to some competition. So, oh, and Cameron just finished.
Yeah,
Amazing.
good work, Cameron. So, yeah, just about 56 minutes. Maria and Freya also looking very, very close. Yeah, and then a whole set of people just behind Kiara looking good. Again, yeah, but I think yeah, it's really the top right and bottom left hand corners tend to be the sections that people are leaving till last.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
no, no massive surprise there.
And also that am I looking at some people are leaving also kind of like, is it pillow or towel that it's like on the chair, but on the wooden chairs that are on the left side? Because I can see a little hole people having
Yeah,
as well.
I think it's like there's a blanket and it's
Yeah.
yeah, just kind of beige, fairly, yeah, not too much going. Oh, Freya finishing fantastic work. Freya and Maria both complete. Excellent work. So yep, still under the hour, so lots of sub hour times today, which is fantastic to see. Let's have a look at Marina and Maria. It's always always a close battle, and again tonight. So yeah, with a similar number of pieces, Maria's a bit more spread out across the top. Marina either in that top right or the bottom left corners.
Yeah, not too many pieces left. It's gonna be a lot of finishes today for sure.
Yeah, let's see if we can get everyone done. I think we've got a very, very good shot at that tonight.
Yeah, was it Anime who said that there was false fits, or who was it? I already forgot.
Yeah, Anami said she had a few, but kind of picked them really quite early. I know you can get those with Bluebird, but because of the design, there's yeah, that mostly comes into play when you've got kind of large areas of sky and this kind of thing. But
yeah, I think false fits become more troublesome the more you have speed, because it's less you pay attention to actually was it the right one or not. Just considering also this image, like if you really pay attention until the very end, most likely, as you said, you will spot those false fits. When you have kind of like too much speed that you're already decided it will go there and you're already kind of like going for the next one, then you may pick it up only later that, oh, that definitely does not go there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I tend to find with Bluebird and a couple of the other brands that those false fits are most tricky if you do the edge first. A lot of those false fits tend to come from trying to do the edge first, and those kind of the joins in the edge not being as clear as Ravensburger, for example.
Yeah, but I think it's also kind of like, in a way, it's not a skill, but it's more like a knowledge that comes with the experience. I think trefoil is then another other one that has false fits. But generally, if you know that it has false fits, you're already a little bit adjusted a little bit differently when you do it. So you kind of like know that I have to pay 1% a little bit more attention than I usually would. And Maria TV just finished.
Fantastic,
Amazing.
Maria. And a really interesting one. I don't know if you can see Ida. Let me just make sure she's pinned for you. But she's got a whole section of the left-hand side which is not connected at all. So virtually all of the right-hand side done, and then kind of a strip from the left-hand side which is currently not connected at all. So I think she's going to finish just by joining the two sides together.
Yeah, yes, now I can see it. This is giving me like a that looks like the puzzle we had in the Dutch Nationals that was missing pieces. Because it was in pieces like that.
And Marina finishing, yeah. For people who don't know, I don't know if you want to say a bit about so this was the final of the pairs competition in the Dutch Nationals, so a 750 piece Ravensburger puzzle.
Yeah, except for us, it was actually 696 pieces because we were missing pieces that did not exist.
Yeah.
There was a video coming because luckily I filmed that real time, so it even has our audio of all our comments. Like, I don't know why I didn't pick up all the edge pieces. Oh, I can't find the red lady from the middle.
Excellent work, Chiara. Well done. Fantastic
Amazing.
time. Just over 1 hour. Brilliant. And then Ida and Carolina very close.
Very, very close.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought about that. It must be I can't imagine how confusing it was to be missing.
But even with that
many
experience,
pieces.
I would say that if I'm ever now after this missing like 1 or 2 pieces in a competition, will not flip me over. I do not care. 2 pieces missing, oh, you have seen nothing. Like it's just when you go through that experience, you're like, I don't think I will care like couple missing pieces ever again, because that is just like another level of things. And Ida just finished as well, I can see
Yeah,
from.
well done, Ida. Fantastic work. So how close were you to finishing before you realised there was a big mistake and there were lots of pieces actually missing?
Very, I wouldn't say very close, but probably we had more than 500 pieces in.
Right.
our-
Okay.
Yeah. Because the problem is that I think this is a healthy thing as a speed puzzler who competes seriously. We were kind of blaming ourselves. Not in a bad way, but we were like, I was like, okay, well, it's quite often that I put false fits in the edge. So might be just that. Or sometimes, we all know we don't get all the edge pieces. Sometimes you find them in the very end, no matter how hard you try to look. Or sometimes we're like, we don't recognize the color. That's what Fenna was saying. Like, okay, maybe I'm just not seeing the color right. So, but it's very interesting because we have this audio now existing, and we can actually hear all this conversation we were having about this. That yeah, it must be something else. And it was towards the very end, we're like, yeah, raise your hand. We're gonna need our organizer here.
Well done, Alma. Fantastic work.
Yeah, great finish. Awesome.
And so, apart from that, what was your kind of overall impression of the Dutch Championships?
Well, it was really fun. I think there's a lot of also like side activities. What I like the Dutch nationals the most is the puzzle choices. Even though they are also not able to get unpublished ones, their puzzle choices are something that always surprises you. But in a very weird way. You know, at the same time, you know exactly what you're gonna get, and until you actually open it, and you're still like, what? So, for example, the teams competition where we knew that we're gonna have a 300-piece puzzle in addition to the 1,000 one. So everybody was like, we know we're gonna get it, but yet when we opened that, it was kind of like a surprise, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I couldn't agree more that I think there was so much to like about it, but the puzzle choice makes such a big difference. And yeah, just there was that kind of British theme to the individual heats. And for anyone who didn't see it, quite a twist on the pairs heats where they used the same puzzle for both heats in the pairs. So it was a new kind of a round picture of the Earth from the kind of North American catalogue. Well done, Miriam, by the way, just finished. Yeah, but kind of yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting. So between the rounds, we were talking about which other round ones might come up, but I don't think anyone was expecting to see the same one come up again for the second round.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you had so many factors. You know it's published puzzle. You could see from the shape that it's going to be a round puzzle. You knew that it's going to be a 500-piece puzzle, and still you're like surprised. So yeah, it's a great the way they actually managed to do it, and I'm super excited to do a video about that because I feel like there was just so many events that whole weekend, and things going wrong and things going very right, and yeah.
Great work to Park. Excellent work. Just finished.
Amazing.
Just over 106, and yeah, fantastic times today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the setup with the kind of puzzling in the middle and the activities around the side was really nice. Just the atmosphere, some interesting they're doing lots of work on the technical side with the app and check-in, and the fact that all of the times and the results were available immediately. I thought the kind of the whole event and the whole organisation seemed to be there's a lot that other organisations could pick up and try and work with there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's very also nice to see that there are different organizations, they have their own strengths. So I would say Dutch organizations probably have very strong on the puzzle choices, whereas, for example, the Swedish association is really good with the venue setups, and so yeah, you can really see like different kind of strengths playing a part in all these things.
Yeah, and just it did make it another thing that made it for me was my first trip to Utrecht, and I thought it was such a wonderful city, such a lovely atmosphere and a lovely place to visit. So yeah, highly recommended if to people who haven't been there.
Yeah, and very easy to get from Amsterdam or Schiphol Airport as well with the train. So
Yeah,
it's a really nice place.
very easy. Yeah, so I mean, and is that kind of the end of the season for you? Do you have what's next in the kind of puzzling world for you? Obviously, you have ongoing coaching and training, but do you have is that the kind of last event for a while?
Well, now that you mention, there actually isn't anything at least so far. I know somebody's gonna ask me like tomorrow, and then I'm going somewhere again. But like at least for now, I actually don't have any bigger puzzle events for the whole rest of the June and the July. At least that I'm aware of. Sorry, my dog is barking. I got scared myself.
Like you say, till someone sends you a message and invites you along to to something next week.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be it feels like it has been like a lot of weekends, just weekend after another, different puzzle events. So you are right, but I feel like actually I'm getting the spark back in a way that I haven't done really any puzzles. I've done maybe like 4 puzzles at home this whole year, so I might actually start doing no puzzles. So technically, I'm not maybe having events, but I might be starting to actually practice myself again as well.
Cool. Oh, that's really good to hear.
Because it's been a break.
Yeah, for me, nice break now. Few more things to organise, but nothing, no events to take part in now until later on in August. So yeah, nice long break.
Yeah, and it's nice to do some like a different kind. I said like especially the bigger piece count puzzles. As much as I recommend them to still do, even if you're in your competition season, usually why people really can't do them is because they also do need to practice the speedy ones, just because of the competitions being so close in time. And not everybody has like 2 tables they can sacrifice completely for puzzles without anybody else getting mad in the house. So so I think that's the biggest issue, because when you have a big piece count puzzle, it's gonna be on that table for like some time.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, you need the space and accommodating people to kind of to make that possible, and the time, of course. The having the time to do both the big piece counts and fit in time for the training is not easy.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the day that
Aina
just
just finished. Fantastic work.
and actually Carolina is also just a few pieces in. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 pieces, I think.
Yeah, Carolina and Siv. Let's have a look. I'm not sure who's in the lead at in the Jönköping table. Looking maybe close between Kotta and Kotta maybe slightly ahead of Malin there. But looking close. Yuli also looking good. Yeah, lots of people with there. Yeah, let's see if we can clear the room and get everyone done. We're looking promising tonight.
Yeah, it was super nice to also interview them at the Nordic Championship. The nails is always the question because I could not. Yeah, exactly.
you got to chat with them on the live stream, did you? Or?
Yes, on the second day.
Oh, fantastic!
Just another video that it's on my editing table, but Gotta wait a little bit for that.
Last couple of pieces for
Yep,
Carolina and done. Fantastic work.
Like, phew.
Excellent. 1:12:15. So yeah, still really good times.
Yeah, absolutely. And not too many pieces there either. Just the last ones going in. I'm trying to look. There seems to be a lot of like different shaped pieces in this one.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
a pretty good mix, I think. I think it's quite hard to see Cotta. I think Cotta just finishing off.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Oh,
yep,
one more. Is there one more?
maybe.
Just looking for the hole.
Trying to see from
Okay, a
here.
couple more
Oh,
this side.
is
Oh,
there one
Civ finishing. Well done. Fantastic work. Oh,
missing
one.
piece or is it somewhere? Uh-oh. Wee. Emergency. Missing piece emergency.
Is it in the
Maybe it's in the bag?
bag?
No.
Not in the bag? Okay, yeah, Civ, let me know if you don't find it, and we'll sort that out for you. Oh, Cotta finished as well.
Done.
Excellent work. I managed to, I think it, which one was it? I think yeah, it was the individual heats at in the Netherlands. Oh, did you find it? Oh, fantastic, excellent. Yeah, I was left with a piece at the end, and I was convinced it was an extra piece. Managed to run my hand over the entire thing 5 or 6 times. Didn't find a hole for it, and then yeah, my person on the table next to me pointed out, yeah, there was an obvious hole right in the middle that I just hadn't seen, and yeah, embarrassingly caught very well on the live stream apparently.
Yeah, it's funny when you do those mistakes, or you have like completely like wrong edges connected to each other, and then you can see it on the video, and you're like, it's like so obvious. But yeah, it was also nice. They had a live stream there. There was apparently I got some attention because I was sitting on the table in the Teams, so somebody was in the live stream asking like, did I just see Emilia on top of the table? So yeah, be me. Yeah, Julie there working. Also like working on still on that sky nature area, surprisingly. But I think it's still also the white pieces that are missing, like the pillars in between. So those are all similar pieces.
Yeah, I think so. And then yeah, Christina, yeah, with the finishing, I have to say quite surprised at the number of people finishing with that. Yeah, with the yellow towel, because that talked about my tendency to go for anything yellow first before, but yeah, it was definitely the thing that jumped out to me. But yeah, a lot of people finishing off with that.
Yeah, I still think I would probably do it early on, but hard to say. There's so many things on this puzzle you could do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I use
Christina,
more
yeah,
details.
just that tower left to do now. Finished with the top left.
Yeah, not too many pieces to put in.
I can see that Paris postcard coming together well as well. Just the Eiffel Tower and some of the sky to do. Camilla looking good. Oh, both Camillas looking good. Just over 1 hour 15, 45 minutes to go. So yeah, very hopeful we'll see a clear room tonight. I think it's quite. I don't know if we can see from the other angle. Just trying to see what Linda. It looks like Linda's kind of working more from the bottom to the top. It looks like she's got the whole kind of bottom section done, and working upwards, which we haven't really seen anyone do. Yeah, Christina very close now.
Yeah, and it's only been like hour and 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, really close. So
Yeah.
we had yeah. Let's go my results list. Yeah, over 25 finishers already.
Yeah, I feel like I need to find my crew also, like who would puzzle in the same same party room.
Yeah, it's a really nice. It's really nice. They seem to be able to get to anywhere. Although, yeah, obviously it was also fun seeing Marlin in the bar trying to do it in there. Yeah, it's like a slightly different environment. Maybe we'll see that again another time.
I have actually never, I just started to think about this, but it would be cool to try to kind of like what they're doing there, like that there's at least two people doing the same puzzle, but actually kind of like talking with each other of what they're doing, kind of like consulting each other on the,
Yeah.
because you can't do that in competitions, and I don't think you usually do that if you happen to do like you don't usually do a same puzzle necessarily if you go to some event or some like fun
No,
where you do puzzles.
absolutely. Well done, Christina. Fantastic work. Really good
Amazing.
time. 1:18. Brilliant work. Yeah, some really good times. Oh, now we see Linda's. Yeah, it is quite. So yeah, Linda with. Oh no, sorry, that's not Linda. I was getting really confused there because I was looking at completely. That's the person doing the Paris postcard. Just trying to work out what I was looking at, but yeah, that's the other one. Let's bring up Camilla. I think, yeah, Marlin with not too much to do, and the two Camillas who were very close to each other before.
Yeah, very close people having similar amount of pieces left on the same area, so
Yeah, few in the top left, few in the top right. Yeah, in fact, yeah, Camilla and Julie all within a few pieces of each other.
I'm almost feeling like I may shape short. Like not shape short, but like look by the shape um with this puzzle rather than the visual clues when it comes to that corner that people are now working on.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember at this point because you do have, yeah, so you've got the kind of you've got the diagonal lines
Yeah.
which you can kind of get some clues from. And there's not most of the pieces have got something else on. There's not many that are just that kind of white that plain. There's normally most of them attached to something else that's going on there.
Yeah, I think shape is just so often it's like faster to process
Right.
rather than the clues because it's easier to because a lot of times when we're trying to find the piece, we're not actually trying to find the piece, or what is our brain is doing is excluding options. And shape is kind of like very fast thing to exclude things because you can just see like, oh, that could not be that.
Yeah, and I guess that's the whole with shape sorting, that's the whole thing. You're automatically cutting the number of possible pieces down by down into these smaller groups. So especially when you're looking at the non-standard piece shapes.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same that if you choose a spot inside your puzzle and you visualize how that piece looks like, what you literally then your brain does is just looking at everything and just exclude, exclude, exclude. Oh, this I can't exclude. It has to be this one. Rather than trying to find something that it's familiar and try to process what's on it and then see like, oh, where would it go in this image? Because that's like a much more complicated process, but that's usually how we actually do puzzles.
Right.
But I think just a few pieces left. Not
Yeah.
too many.
No, not at all for Julie there. Camilla as well. Both Camillas. Angelica looking really good. I think Marlin also nearly finished. Bit trickier to see.
Yeah, I think in just minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, be great to have clear room. It's been a while since we had one of those, so yeah, it'd be lovely to see everyone finishing.
Yeah, I think just
still.
a few minutes we're gonna have a lot of at the same time finishing. I think maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, get those pieces in fast. There's could be a few places between the next just a few pieces between the next 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, and it's always good if you find like people who are similar speed level to yours, and then have like a Google Meets with them or something that you can just race like 2 of us. That actually is very nice that I used to do and recommend to a lot of people. Because when you're in a competition, you sometimes think it as a whole, like, okay, I'm not in the top 10. But when you compete against one person only who is already similar level, then it gives you more like a boost to push.
Yeah, I've certainly really enjoyed doing that. We've done that a few times, and then with a couple more people. So excellent work, Marlin. Well done. Fantastic work. So we did the extra puzzle from Munich with a kind of group of 4 of us, and it was really nice just to have it does give you, like you say, that extra boost and that extra kind of and more of a competition feeling and a little bit of extra pressure and extra something else to think about. Last 2 pieces for Julie. Spin it a couple of times. It'll be in. Fantastic work. Well done, Julie.
And Camille as well, I think. Is that last?
So close, yeah.
Yes, thumbs up.
Camilla B, fantastic work. Well done. And yeah, we're still under 1 hour 25. So yeah, fantastic times from people tonight.
Absolutely. Good puzzle choice after like a lot of competitions. It's fun to do something fun.
It is, yeah. And I think that the puzzle picking is I think at first it was quite difficult to just get a feel from the picture how long it would take, me and other people to do it. But the kind of the more I see and the more I kind of see people doing them, it feels like it's you do kind of understand to start to understand what it is that makes something even if it can look fairly simple on the face of it. There are certain kind of red flags that mean it's going to be more difficult than it maybe looks. Cool. Just a few pieces left for Camilla.
Yep. Yeah, not too many, and all go into the same. But is there one piece missing from the blue area, or am I seeing it incorrectly?
I think there is. That looks like possibly a bag piece or a floor piece to get in at the ends.
We'll see what the situation is. Is that like the piece that you couldn't find, like the hole that you had?
It wasn't quite that obvious, but
you actually had the piece for it, so
the color wasn't obvious, but I was doing that quite a lot. Oh, there we go. Yeah, in the bag. Fantastic. Well done, Camilla.
Amazing.
Yeah, so pretty much everyone under 1 hour 30, which is great. Then Angelica, a few little kind of sections to fill in, a few little islands. I think Sally and Linda there taking a fairly similar approach, with most of the bottom section done, and just building up from the bottom to fill in that kind of top edge. Some of those kind of sky and ceiling blue sections.
Yeah, what were your thoughts about the friendly race that they also had in the Dutch Nationals?
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. It was such a kind of a big mix of people doing it. So you had the kids you had the the kids doing it. You had the kind of partners of people. You had obviously relatives and people just who didn't even know it was a thing and just fancied coming along and giving it a go. So I thought it was a really nice way to kind of introduce people to it in a fun way.
Yeah, and there was actually like a lot of people who came who actually have like started speed puzzling, but just came for that one because I think it was very nice addition. We always think like, yeah, but anybody can register also for the nationals, and that's how we almost like um justify is a very wrong word, but kind of like, of course, it's more like we cannot just, if not everybody has the resources to organize all these different categories, but usually we do say that, yeah, but anybody can, but I think it's when you frame it differently and it has a different name,
Mhm.
than actually people who just started speed puzzling, who are really, really into it, but it just nationals may sound a little bit too big of an obstacle in a way that I think the friendly race is like very good addition that everybody more people will come because I know even people were traveling all the way from Germany just for that one.
Oh, cool. Oh, I hadn't realised that. And yeah, I like the idea that you could have everyone was allowed a kind of a friend, a helper at the side. So at some point, if they wanted help or if they were worried they weren't going to finish it in time, they could call someone else in and to get help just to finish it in time. So I think with that help, everyone got done within the time limit. So I thought that was a really nice idea as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And it was a 300 pieces puzzle, so
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we saw Victor jumping in to help Anami's fiance, and Anami helped jumping in to help someone, and parents jumping in to help their kids, and yeah, no, it was a really really nice atmosphere, and yeah, meant yeah, more new people could get involved rather than just having to watch, and like you say, maybe being scared off by the idea that it's a national competition.
yeah, absolutely. And you get the experience of finishing the puzzle, and I think there was prizes as well, and yeah, just a nice atmosphere overall. I really like that addition. And plus, it had the rule that those who compete in the official nationals cannot do the friendly race, which I think it's a good rule as well to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's been discussion of that around the Nordics as well, whether the Nordic the real Nordic competition and the Nordic Open, whether there's a case that they should be kind of more separate as well to give the people who are not kind of doing the kind of main Nordic competition to give other people a kind of chance for recognition as well.
Yeah, I think they could have. I don't think it would work because a lot of people are not like it's much harder to travel within the Nordic countries rather than somewhere in the Central Europe. What
Yeah,
they could do, however, they could have like their own ranking for those people who were only in the open category. So they would kind of like exclude the ones who always also competed in the official one, and you would have a secondary ranking, like the
yeah.
same way we have like national and international rankings in many competitions. So it could be something similar to that. So you would actually see how well did you do just in the open competition.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that could work really well.
I gotta send feedback. I'm writing it down.
And yeah, I think the other thing with the Dutch competition, just the fact that it's not just 500 pieces and 1,000 pieces, just the fact that, and interestingly, with the final of the Dutch pairs was 750, and I've noticed that so in September it's called the Norrlands Mästerskap, so the kind of there's one up in kind of further north in Sweden, organised by
Mhm.
the Swedish Puzzle Association, but they're also going to have a 750 piece puzzle for the pairs final as well.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun to see if that's something they're kind of trialing ahead of next year, or just want to kind of do something different. But yeah, and then with the teams being 1,000 and 300, it's fun that they're there, willing to try different things.
Yeah, and I personally feel like, especially for like bigger, high level competitions that we have, they should go for the at least 750, if not even 1,000 for pairs, simply because we're getting so fast that it's kind of starting to lose the point of it. That what we puzzle for 15 minutes and somebody's done. Like, it just doesn't. Yeah, I think it would be more competition. It would require more practicing. That we need to start increasing the piece count. I wouldn't even mind seeing that actually in the solos either. For example, in the world final.
I think there's lots of ways to do it. So I think in Germany it was two 500-piece puzzles in the pairs final. So yeah, there's lots of ways to kind of mix it up and change it and give people different challenges.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's good because I think originally why we went to 500-piece puzzle, and by the way, before speed puzzling, nobody did 500-piece puzzles because they're kind of like for kids back then. But I also think that back then the idea why they choose the 500 is that 1,000 would have been too much. But I don't think that's necessarily the case anymore. We can time manage that in big competitions when we're talking about finalists. So I think in 2 to 5 years, I think that's what we should be heading towards, but we'll see.
Oh, okay, interesting. So even in the individual competitions.
Yeah, because people we see now, like we see under like 25 minutes times, and we're not even surprised anymore. So I think we need to hire it also to the 1,000 for the reason that it will be cool again. Because now we're reaching the point that physically people cannot get too much faster than that. But I think when we go back to 1,000, people have like this kind of like, okay, now it requires a little bit more endurance and stuff. But I think when we go to 1,000, we're going to see like plus hour times in the beginning. And then we start seeing also those times going down when it has this cool factor again that, oh my God, these people are doing 1,000-piece puzzle like in 50 minutes or something. Because hypothetically, mathematically, with the speed that the best ones have, that is actually very possible. So
yeah. And I guess it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can maybe that's it becomes another class like the sprint class and the don't want to say marathon, but the just like pairs and teams, you can have different classes of solo competitions.
Yeah, because the 500-piece puzzle, especially if it's any easier, when it almost feels like, in chess they play the Blitz, or what is it called? When they like very fast play it.
Yes,
they have like a time or something. Like it's a different sport. Like they have people who have a very strong preference which one do they play. So yeah. Maybe we can have a puzzle chess championship or something.
Yes, I've been thinking about that. Thinking about possibilities for online puzzle chess the last couple of weeks. So I think it's doable. So watch this space because it'd be fun to do something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it has been so far mainly just like side activity. It would be cool to have official competition on it. However, if we have official competition on it, we need to actually define the rules very specifically because not everybody knows the rules. But for example, when somebody gets really competitive, I heard the conversation that are you allowed to, for example, use two hands and can you use the other hand to tap the timer? So these are kind of like smaller things if we compete that need to be very specific. What's the right way to do it?
Yeah, Joe. Quick comment from Jodie in the chat saying she's landscape. Is surprised to see a landscape puzzle. I think she's all the ones she's managed to join in have been portrait. We talked about that earlier. Just the challenges of getting fun landscape 500-piece puzzles. So sorry, Jodie, you missed this one, but I'm sure there will be more for you to try.
Yeah, I should have put the make horizontal great again hoodie for today.
Yes, yeah, maybe I need one of those.
Such a rookie mistake. But I didn't know what the puzzle
You
is, so
didn't
I
know?
did.
No, I'll have to warn you next time.
Yeah, give me like a dress code for sure. Not too many pieces left.
No.
Uh,
It's
just
Angelica coming really close. Linda, I think, yeah, she's working. I think that she's now got it upside down, so she's working on the kind of top section, but with it towards her. And then Sally, kind of, yeah, I think with the same sections too, but working in the opposite direction. Then Angelica with more like a few kind of little sections to fill in. So come on, everyone, we can. I think we can definitely clear the room tonight.
I have a feeling as well that might be the case. Yeah, I'm almost jealous of this puzzle, but I actually have tomorrow some Finnish people coming to visit my puzzle storage. So let's see how many puzzles I will be able to sell.
Okay, there you go. You'll know how many spaces you've got for new ones.
Yeah, well, that's another question. But so far, it's the best trap is like I was just telling somebody a joke that they should come to visit Finland and visit my storage, and they were like, "Sounds." I think it was actually Emilia Persson who said this. I was said, "Could be a little bit expensive trip," and I'm like, "Yes, but because of the puzzles, not because of the traveling." Because it's so easy when you're there and you just like, "Oh, another one. Oh, that looks also cute."
Yeah. No, it's a dangerous. Yeah, I
Paper is
came.
slow.
I think I came back with more than 20 from the Netherlands, and I've nowhere to put them. So yeah, I was slightly scared to open the suitcase. The last few pieces for Angelica, really good time from
A few ones.
you.
I think 3 left.
She's got that.
I see 2 holes. Do we have
see
one more
one
piece somewhere?
hole. Is there one more piece? Is there another bag? Another bag piece, maybe?
Floor behind the puzzle stand, maybe. I don't know. Just throwing out some ideas here.
Okay, yeah, I'll stop the timer because that's been
Yeah.
it's been a good few seconds there. Hopefully you find it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect.
Ta-da! No missing
Yeah,
pieces today.
good work. Well done.
Just hidden ones.
Yeah, we had a few missing last time again, so yeah, none so far today, which is nice.
All right.
20 minutes left to get those final few pieces in. Oh, another postcard on the go in Pear's postcard in the go in Jönköping. I think that's the New York one.
Do you like the postcard puzzles?
Not really. I never found them particularly quick either.
Yeah. Yes, I was just coming to that. They're not that quick. There's so many other puzzles that are much faster.
Yeah, I never I'm pretty sure I've done them all like a few times now, and because I'd seen such like amazing times, I was expecting them to be really easy and really quick, and I just didn't find that at all.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. I'm trying to see if 1 second if I have one puzzle here. Maybe. Oh, I can't find it now. But do you know that Nathan puzzle that has like a kitten in front of it, and it has like this path and then just flowers in the back?
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
I do that faster than a postcard.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't like postcards.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think I'd go that far. I think I remember that kitten being quite a challenge, but yeah.
yeah, I was actually also surprised when I did that. That was actually, I think that may have been the like maybe one of the first puzzles I did this year at home, and I was very surprised with my time on that one.
Hmm.
And I think even my speed puzzling it was like a second or third best time.
Oh wow, okay.
So I was very, very surprised. But I guess it was also because I haven't puzzled for a long time. So I didn't have like this kind of like a brainwash that this is a
Hmm.
hard puzzle. You know what happens sometimes? You already expect something to be. That's why I don't necessarily like the time predictions before you do a puzzle, because
No,
we
no.
know in every sport, we know in every whatever test that time is related. If you have a prediction of your time prior, it actually impacts your performance.
Okay.
Um, so I'm
In
I'm
a
I'm not
or
a fan of it.
and it impacts it in a negative way pretty consistently, or
I think it could impact also positively, but the point is that it does impact. And then we need to look like where does the prediction come from. So let's say, for example, that's why I like when people, for example, do predictions of the winning time and they put it like much faster than it's actually possible, because that can actually push somebody being like, oh, okay, you're expecting that fast. Well, let's go then. But the thing is that if depending like what are the factors that and who does the predictions for that, so how they kind of like formulate. This is the same problem with AI.
Mhm.
So it uses existing data. So it started also repeating what our own biases are also repeating, because it is matching it with reality. So same issue with that.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting how those like algorithms, so the MySpeed puzzling algorithm for so many puzzles, it's very accurate. And then every now and then, like the Netherlands individual one, it was kind of 10-minute difference between the predictor time and the actual time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I didn't see that predictor time before I did it, or it may well have yeah, slowed things down a bit.
Yeah, it's the same reason why I don't. Sometimes people say that, oh, I have this certain like a song or something that I kind of like know how fast I need to flip. And I'm not a fan of it, just for the reason that if you want to get faster at flipping, I don't want you to be like know where you are at and the song and think, oh, I'm satisfied with this speed. I want you to always give like, could I give 1% more? And also, I don't want the situation where you kind of, for some reason, fall behind with your speed, and then you're like, oh, well, I won't make it during this song, so like giving
Yeah.
kind of up. When you try to be the first okay, maybe I'm the only one. Okay, when you have like when you have a certain goal for in a competition, and then you start hearing the applauses, and you kind of
Mhm.
realize you're out of your goal,
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
kind of like sometimes slow down. Not always, but it does happen quite often. That you're a little bit like, oh well, we're gone.
yeah. No, no, no. I understand totally.
Or going to buy a Big Mac from McDonald's, and then you're like, well, if I'm eating unhealthy already, I can take also the ice cream then. It's a very interesting logic. It doesn't make any sense, but it does make a lot of sense.
I'm just trying to see. I
No?
think
Yeah, I'm also looking from here. I don't think it's too many pieces left.
no, Sally's
The
a bit
bottom
tricky to
part.
see, but yeah, I don't think anyone's got many pieces left. Oh, and the
Ah,
Paris postcard complete as well. Fantastic work. New York postcard coming along nicely.
I like the tactic there of flipping the puzzle the other way around.
Mm, yeah,
Because
that's
now everything is closer, and I think with that area, it almost doesn't matter that much
mm,
from what direction you're looking at it.
yeah, that's something definitely I need to practice. Yeah, my brain struggles to cope when it's upside down, even if it's something where the orientation shouldn't matter at all. So that's yeah, maybe that's something for the summer. Not to try and do it particularly quickly, but just to yeah, just to do things upside down.
Yeah, mental rotation, find a pair who, and then you can be the good guy and always sacrifice it. Oh, don't worry, I can do it from the upside down. In reality, you're just like, I need to practice this. Because it comes, but you have to almost do like multiple in a row. So it really makes sense if you're practicing with the pair and you get to do like, let's say, 3-4 puzzles in a row upside down. Starts getting really quickly, getting adjusted to it. But yeah, that's always I would say I see it more rarely done with the horizontal puzzle. I see that done very often with the vertical puzzle because it's just so far away if you have something left on the top part of the puzzle.
Yeah. Or you just yeah, definitely we've seen people who, even the portrait ones they'll do horizontally. And again, yeah, I guess similar skill, just going by the picture and the pattern, and not worrying, not being caught up by what the picture is actually of. Just yeah, just by the what you're seeing in terms of the pieces and the shapes, and ignoring what the not being caught up by what you're actually puzzling.
Yeah, and it also might be that your strength is kind of like in images that your brain can conceptualize in a way that it's logical. It's like items. So maybe you should do like one intensive week of like just doing this, for example, very abstract art pieces that literally you could have them like any way and it would make as much as sense any direction.
Right. Yeah.
Because that might be something like that might be behind it as well if it's not mental rotation thing.
I actually did another online competition recently that was fairly abstract, and but it was a in fact, this is so a collection of fans. So really nice. But I didn't think about it at all while I was doing it. But for some reason I did it portrait, and didn't even think about it while I was doing it, and then realised it. Yeah, it wasn't a sensible decision. Oh, is Linda done? Fantastic work. Well done, Linda. Brilliant. It was a bit tricky too. Yeah, fantastic work. Well done. 1:49:34. Amazing work. So yeah, about 10 minutes to go. Looks like we're going to have a complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone done, which is always fantastic. Some more pieces going in.
Too many pieces left. My dog is getting antsy. Really? What are you doing? Why are you barking? Yeah, it's always good to have some distraction at home. Some people say they have like a kids who are always like screaming in the background, and I'm like, well, that might be like actually a good thing because that can happen also in a competition.
Yeah.
Crying baby in the audience. I've actually heard. I've had this conversation with somebody who was like, "Oh my God, there was crying baby on the audience," and I was going crazy about it. And I'm like, maybe you should get kids of your own, then you get to practice with them. Because some people really don't even pay attention.
No. Yeah, it's it's a skill to be able to kind of zone that out and not let it affect you.
Yeah, it was funny because when I was in the Dutch National, so there was a very interesting conversation on the audience, and I was listening every syllable of it. They were talking about the Pokemon puzzle, the first 151 puzzle.
Yes, yeah.
Discussing. They were clearly like the puzzle husbands were discussing about it. It was funny because they were talking about like how fast it goes if you know the order of the Pokemons and stuff. And then when I finished my puzzle, I had to walk there and go ask people, were you talking about the Pokemon puzzle? Or was it you? Because my husband also does it really quickly. And he's not a puzzler. Do any puzzles. I think it's closer to 1 hour. And normally he would take like 2 to 3 hours to do a 500-piece puzzle. So it's like really one of those exception puzzles to every rule that there is. Because I've heard that so many times that people who know Pokemons. Are
I
we in
think
week one? I can't see that, it's a bit
can't see the
frozen.
screen. Yes, yeah. 150, 159. Fantastic. Amazing work, everyone. So cool. It's always fantastic when everyone finishes, no counting pieces. Brilliant work.
Amazing.
Fantastic work, Sally, Linda, yeah, Angelica, everyone who was here tonight. Yeah, fantastic. Loads of great times. I think probably
Awesome.
I have to. I'm intrigued now to see if that was our best, our best results overall that we've had. I think it's yeah, definitely up there.
Yeah, definitely. At least the one that I've been a part of. So yeah, this was super nice.
Excellent.
Very happy.
Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks so much for joining tonight again. Thanks everyone for taking part. Enjoy the New York end of the New York postcard in Jönköping, whatever you get up to next. And yeah, I'll see you again in 3 weeks, I think, for the anniversary. So it'll be 1 year since pretty much 1 year since the first Puzzle Rush, and yeah, last one
Amazing.
before the summer break.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. And it was fun to be here again, and maybe see you next time as well. We'll have to check on
We
that.
shall see. Yeah. Okay.
Ciao.